This is Devin Galladay, the editor-in-chief of In the Know Traveler. And In the Know Traveler have the luxury and the honor to meet people in travel and tourism who really know their stuff. Today, I am with, obviously by conference, with Ruben Maciel, who is not only a friend, but somebody I've had the opportunity to work with and collaborate with stories in Baja Sur, the lower part of Baja California in Mexico. It includes cities like Cabo San Lucas and how about you, and Laredo and some other places. Tell us a little bit about some of the areas that you are so incredibly
Absolutely.
knowledgeable.
Thank you, Devin. Well, so yes, Baja California Sur is the bottom half of the peninsula of Baja Peninsula, which is the tip. Mexico is kind of like a big S, if you will, and that will be the top portion of that S. And that long peninsula includes Baja North and South. So Baja California Sur, Baja South, starts in Cabo. That's at the very end. And as you go up the peninsula, you will find other very interesting cities like Todos Santos, a great fishing and surfing town where the famous Hotel California is. That's about 40 miles from Cabos. And as you keep on driving up another 40 miles or so, then you will find La Paz, which is the Sea of Cortez. And that's what Jacques Cousteau called the aquarium of the world. It's an incredibly beautiful town. And it's all about the ocean, of course. Whale sharks, that's where they breed. It's an incredible place to just do a lot of activities. And then you keep on driving up or going up, and then you have other smaller towns or larger as well. Laredo will be the other anchor town. And a lot of people know Laredo for fishing and swimming and things of that nature. Fishing is big in Laredo. A lot of people from the US go to Laredo for fishing. So those are three main towns. There's a couple of other very small places where people can go and visit as well.
I've probably been to Mexico probably close to 40 times, and I've been to the Baja Peninsula numerous times. As a matter of fact, in the last couple of years, I have been to La Paz. I've actually been to Todos Santos multiple times, and recently had lunch at the legendary Hotel California, and of course Cabo San Lucas. Really loved all of it. Laredo was amazing. What I remember most, just to kind of, why don't we just start with La Paz, because that was where I had an incredibly memorable time, where I had the opportunity to swim with the sea lions. Sea lions are huge, and they are very different when you are not experiencing them at a zoo or behind plexiglass. They're actually really wonderful, playful animals. And I would happen to agree with Jacques Cousteau that, the snorkeling, the swimming, the water is remarkable. Can you tell us, because I have not experienced the whale sharks, but La Paz is legendary for that.
Absolutely.
Can you tell us a little bit more about
just following up on your note on the sea lions, the place where you went, it's called Isla Espiritu Santo. So it's an island, protected. It's a marine protected area. There's a lot of work being done to make sure that that area continues to be as pristine as it is. It's the area with the largest colony of sea lions. And you're absolutely right. Being there and interacting with these animals is incredible. They're very playful. They're very curious. The pups will come to you and nibble on your things and swim around and do all those things. And they're very social creatures. Obviously, males are protective. They're the ones who protect the group. But the beauty of it is they communicate very well. So they have a territory. As long as you are away from their territory and you understand communications, you're going to be okay. They will come to you and you play. And then if you don't, they give you plenty of warnings. That's the beauty of it. Because obviously we don't know. We don't speak sea lion. but they do, and when you go in there, the dive master will tell you kind of what are the signs to look for, and you have plenty of time to continue enjoying.
Yeah, it was something that again that I loved. I mean, we didn't. Fortunately, the tour that I went on, the our guide was incredibly knowledgeable about it and was very, very clear before we even got in the water. And truthfully, I am not like, there are people that are strong swimmers. I am not one of them. One of the things that I found out is that when you are, when you're like fully enrobed in a wetsuit, you are floating. So I didn't need to really worry about being a powerful swimmer nor running from the sea lions, because the sea lions ultimately, I mean, that's their playpen. So their ability to just kind of come and go as they pleased is exactly how it's supposed to be in nature. And I got to be just around it. Like, part of the people, you had mentioned it, is that the sea lions were sort of like, were playful, and they kind of like nibbled on a couple people's toes, and they just sort of came and went as they went. One of the most remarkable experiences I had ever had while being in a boat or in the water anywhere in the world. Really, truly remarkable. So I know that that's sort of a year-round possibility for the sea lions, but is that also true in terms of the whale sharks? And when does that?
It is pretty much a year-round possibility. The whale sharks just started. You will only have about 2 months where the whale sharks, it's not a prime season, if you will. But right now, it started again at the end of October, beginning of November. You do have whale shark season, and it goes for about 10 months. So it pretty much year-round that you can go and swim with a whale shark, and that's another incredible experience. The beauty of it is this: so Baja Sur, to the U.S. or the West Coast for that matter, it's so close, it's so accessible. And there are only a couple of places in the world where you can swim with whale sharks. And as you know, whale sharks are the largest fish in the ocean. So they are part of the shark family. Sharks are fish at the end of the day. But there are many kinds of sharks. So not only the gray whites that we know. And whale sharks are really, they only eat plankton. They don't have any teeth. They're very gentle. They're very big, obviously, but very easy to swim with. And so that's where they go and have their babies. You basically are on the boardwalk. It's called the Malecon. So you're there, and in a 10-minute boat ride, you can jump in the water and be swimming with the most majestic animal you have ever had. And if you've never had that experience, it's one that you must have. It's a bucket list must have. And again, for us living in California or on the West Coast, it's a 2-hour flight. You can do this so close. There are only a couple of places in the world where you would have to travel hours and days and a long planning before you can do that. And for us, it's very close. It's very unique. It's a fantastic opportunity.
Are they? I mean, because it sounds amazing. It sounds, and I would imagine for a great many people, probably a very healing experience for a variety of ways, just to really being able to interact with nature and the ocean in a very personal and direct way. Are the whale sharks protected?
They absolutely,
from a standpoint.
They absolutely are. You have to follow a lot of regulations. There are only a certain amount of boats that can be there at a time. You have to be away from them. You cannot chase them. You cannot touch them. Their skin is very delicate, and we have very unique oils, us human, that it is not a good idea, and it's not ideal to be touching them. They can get sick. So they are protected. Sharks in general are protected. As you know, sharks, and now we're talking about the predator shark. There's a big problem with fishing and with finning. We kill 100 million sharks a year, and that has created a major problem and concern in marine conservation. So all sharks are protected, and certainly whale sharks are one of them. Yeah.
Wonderful. Did you click a button to take yourself offline, your photo? Okay, well, maybe it just popped off, but we will continue. So if we're going to La Paz, to perhaps drive down to a fantastic location like Todos Santos, or we would be just spending our time perhaps visiting the whale sharks, what else might we want to do when we're visiting La Paz? Just the immediate city, because it's one of the larger cities.
Absolutely.
In fact,
it's the capital of Baja California Sur. La Paz is the capital of Baja California Sur. So when you go to La Paz, when you go to Baja Sur, obviously you can always go to Los Cabos. Everybody knows the beauty of Los Cabos and everything there is to do. Then you go to La Paz, and you can enjoy a variety of things. The most important thing that you are going to enjoy is the outdoors. La Paz is a place where you don't want to spend time in your hotel room. You want to spend time in the ocean. So the things to do are obviously swimming with the whale sharks. That's a must. You got to go snorkeling. That's a must. You have some of the most incredible hiking trails that you can imagine, where the desert and the ocean meet. You have the most incredible views. La Paz is known as the place with 365 different sunsets. Every day is a different sunset, and there's different colors and different views. So you're going to enjoy that. And you can also just go in the water. The Sea of Cortez is extremely calm. You're in a bay, so there are no waves. 80-degree water, extremely clear. So you basically are in a huge pool. Right in La Paz, about a 5-minute drive, 10-minute drive, you have a couple of beaches, and one of them was named the #1 beach in Mexico by many local traveler sites, and that is called Balandra Beach. Balandra Beach, and that's the kind of beach that, if you think about it, it goes as follows. People would plan a trip to a place, a remote located, a remote location. You fly 5 hours, 7 hours. You get to your destination. You go to a hotel. You check in. You plan to get up early the next day. You drive an hour or two in order to get to this remote, beautiful paradise. Well, that is exactly what Balandra Beach is like, and it's about an hour and a half away from San Diego. So you can do so many things. Food is just absolutely incredible. And I'm sure that you had a chance to try it when you were there.
Oh, yeah.
Fresh seafood. Yeah. It's like there, like no tomorrow. Yeah.
I would say that, and I don't know if this is surprising. I was having a conversation with a foodie at an event several years ago, and I really realized that probably of my top 10 favorite meals of all time, probably 4 or 5 of them all happened in Baja, because obviously it's a very big resort destination, lots of beautiful water and marine life, but they also have some incredible food. I mean, particularly along the corridor, if you continue to head south from La Paz and get more into the Cabo area, not necessarily Cabo San Lucas, the city, but along that corridor, there's so much incredible food. And not only is it, there fine dining options, but I mean, just like local food.
Oh, yeah.
is remarkable.
It is remarkable. It's the local food. I mean, you have the Baja tacos, obviously. That's where they come from. And then there is also one very peculiar plant. It's called Damiana. I don't know if you had a chance to do it, but pretty much every margarita, it's made with this liqueur made out of this plant, which is said to be an aphrodisiac. And it's endemic of the area. And I'm sure that the combination of the beautiful views, the great weather, and a little bit of margarita would make it an aphrodisiac nonetheless. But that's what it is, and it's endemic from there as well.
Yeah, no, that sounds absolutely amazing. Okay, so we started in La Paz, and we've kind of moved into Todos Santos. As a matter of fact, and I've sort of dragged you along the corridor outside of Cabo San Lucas. Where else do we need to know, or what else do we need to do? Matter of fact, in Cabo, or something undiscovered that our In the Know Traveler viewers are going to want to know about?
It's always evolving, of course. You're always going to have new things in Cabo. You're going to have the best of everything that you're looking for. And then also you can have a great local areas, as you mentioned. So Cabo will continue to evolve. There's great developments coming up. There are incredible resorts that are going to be opening in the near future, including the Four Seasons and the Ritz-Carlton and many others. So Cabo will continue to evolve, and it's always going to be a great place for you to visit. But to your question, okay, so you already visited. We went through the corridor, right? You went to La Paz, went to Todos Santos, Hotel California. Now let's go up a little bit north, and let's go to an area near the northern portion of it. And that's where the whale migration also takes place. Right now is whale watching season, so not whale shark, but whale watching season. There are a couple of places. One of them is called Ojo de Liebre. It means eye of the rabbit. It would be, and it's the perfect place for you to go and experience another connection with nature like nowhere else in the world. There you can get in the water, and you will see a lot of whales. They're very friendly. They're very used to bridging and enjoying their time. Here, you would go to the northern part of California, right? And you're whale watching, and you go deep into the ocean, hoping that you can catch one whale. When you go here to Ojo de Liebre, last year there were about 2,500 whales that were seen. So it's an incredible experience. You're gonna enjoy it greatly. You go to Laredo. Laredo is a beautiful small town. I know that you visited, and I know that you love it. So you know how pretty it is, that the unique feeling of a small town where you can do fishing, you can do a lot. And then there's also places where you can go and visit caves and cave paintings. There are some areas with a great history. So there's cave painting as well. And some history there to be done. So that's another great place to visit.
So since you have us driving all over Baja, one of the things, now I have not made the drive from La Paz to Laredo, but I have driven up and down the Pacific coast with Los Cabos, Todos Santos, and La Paz. The road was great. And I say that only because there have been places in Mexico, I have to be honest, about the truth. I have driven in places in Mexico where the roads could improve, but this wasn't the issue that I experienced in Baja. And so for those who are wanting to rent a car and just take a road trip, this is probably a perfect place to do it. What's the road like between Laredo and La Paz?
Laredo La Paz is a great road. It's a little bit of a longer drive than the one between Cabo and La Paz, of course, and you can stop in a couple of places and enjoy. Another way to also visit Laredo and all these areas that we mentioned, Mulegé, those are the little towns where Ojo de Liebre would be, is you can fly into Laredo as well. So there are flights from LA into Laredo. So Laredo is also an anchor destination that can help you go around. And then you can also fly into Los Cabos and then go up and down. Or if you're more adventurous, drive all the way some of the best surfing in the world happens in the northern part of Mexico as well. There's a place called Scorpion Bay. And for those who are avid surfers, it's a world-known destination, just one of many of Baja. And yeah, you know, you like to drive, stop by, have a quick bite on at a little taco stand on the side of the road. It's safe. The roads are very well taken care of, and it's a beautiful drive.
Again, you have me longing for Mexico. You know, I will probably be going soon. So we've kind of covered a little bit of Laredo. Is just that for my edification, is Laredo one of the pueblos mágicos?
Todos Santos is a pueblo mágico.
Todos Santos is okay. So that just basically means that it has a historical significance that the government of Mexico has designated for. I'm not sure how many cities. Maybe like, I think when I first started learning about it, there might have been about 35 cities that were designated by the government as sort of being historical and important. I'm a little bit actually surprised that Laredo did not make that classification, only because it is charming. Fishing village, I think, originally, and really cute, really nice place to visit. I enjoyed it a lot.
It is a very nice place to visit, and recently Loreto kind of reinvented itself and incorporated this very unique experience to the travelers, and is the following. Loreto does not have all-inclusive resorts, nor does La Paz. And what Loreto did is they said, you know what, why don't we create an all-inclusive town? So there is a very large number of participating restaurants and places where basically you go into your hotel, you get a wristband, and you walk around town. And as your all-inclusive resort, you eat everywhere, you have some food, you enjoy the day as an all-inclusive. So you get to try local places, local food all over the place. So that makes it very unique and magical as well.
That sounds extraordinary. I did not have the good sense to do that when I was in Laredo. That sounds absolutely wonderful. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we need to know about. We've covered whale sharks. We've covered incredible marine wildlife. We have, covered, well, Cabo San Lucas, probably one of the greatest resort towns on the planet. I personally tend to lean towards more the south, where it's just a little bit more relaxed. I like the art vibe that's going on in the other Los Cabos with its old town. We've done Todos Santos, and I think we've talked about Laredo. Is there any other sort of like, how do you get there for those? I mean, because it is only like an hour and a half away outside of San Diego. What airlines should we be looking for?
Well, so there are a couple of ways that you can visit Baja California Sur. As a direct international connection, you have out of LAX, let's say, so and other main airports in Southern California. Alaska Airlines flies there. Southwest started to fly to Los Cabos, so you get quite a few flights into Los Cabos. I think Delta just opened a flight. Alaska Airlines for sure flights to Los Cabos, and then and you have them Southwest flying into Los Cabos. So you have a lot of flights going into Cabo, and then from there you can go and get to La Paz, which is a beautiful way to experience, let's say, the half of the Baja Sur. Right? Get to Los Cabos, enjoy a couple of days, take a short drive, less than 2 hours into La Paz, stop in Todos Santos, and spend another 2 days in La Paz and swim with the whale sharks, etc., etc. Then you can also fly into Laredo. There are flights into Laredo. Alaska flies into Laredo out of LAX as well. And now, for people in Southern California, particularly in Orange County and San Diego, you basically have a direct connection. By the way, anything from LA, it's about 2 hours. That's it.
Sure.
And And out of San Diego, there is a cross-border express. That's what it's called, cross-border express, and it's called the CBX. And basically what it is you fly out of the Tijuana airport. However, instead of going through everything that people did before, just drive across the border, park, try to get a taxi, go into the airport, et cetera, and then leave your car in there or find a way to get to the airport, and the hassle that it is to cross the border, what they did is they built a bridge. And this bridge connects directly to the airport terminal, directly into it. You have an elevator that takes you out into the airport. And then you walk that bridge, it's about 300 yards. And then you are in San Diego. So in San Diego, you have a terminal. So basically, you take me into San Diego, park your car in San Diego, and you walk, and you are at the airport. And you are an hour and a half away or so to La Paz, to Los Cabos, to many places.
That sounds incredible. That sounds really easy and convenient. I think we're probably just about out of time. So what I think we need to do is we're going to get, first off, is there a website that people should be visiting?
Yeah, golapaz.com. And also, I'm going to have to check it out exactly because I don't want to give you the wrong one. Just bear with me 1 second because I want to make sure you do have it exactly as it is. Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to get this for you right now. And that other one is visit bajasur.travel. Visit bajasur.travel. That is Baja California Sur. Go ahead.
And so that's Baja spelled B-A-J-A, Sur, S-U-R, correct?
That is right.
All right, perfect. So .travel. And I'm obviously going to make sure that we have links to both of those sites on our interview for the folks that are watching this at home. And Ruben, man, thank you so much for spending time with me this morning. I know we're going to be talking again, probably in the very near future, but you are a wealth of information and really, really, really I can't stress this enough. I absolutely have always been a huge fan of Mexico. I continue to go there often because of the great food and the great marine life and the great fun. So we'll be seeing more stories in the No Traveler about Mexico, the whole country, and certainly all of the fun stuff that's going on in Baja. Anyway, Ruben, thank you so much for your time, and really grateful. And thank you all at home. Have a great day.